Welcome to another film clip. We're in Nick Fulljames' workshop, and I'm sitting next to the completed 2-litre 68 engine, and this is a wrap-up session really for the engine work. And what we wanted to do today is, as well as sharing the visual delight of looking at this work of art, just go over a few of the little detail touches that Nick's put onto the engine to show you the level of finish that we've managed to get into this engine. It really is looking really nice, and I've already talked to Nick about possibly having it in my front room, because it seems a shame to actually run the engine. But enough of that. Let's get Nick in on the picture, and we'll talk through some of the details on this engine. Okay, so here we are on a handheld camera, so it will be a little bit jerky around the engine. And Nick's here with us now, looking extremely pleased with himself, quite rightly. And we just want to talk through some of the points on the finished engine. So Nick, where did you want to start?
Right, well, I mean, just sort of attention to detail, really, the stuff that we've been doing. We had all the steelwork all repowder coated. It gets primed and repowder coated after media blasting. Obviously all the external parts have all been vapor blasted. We've surface refinished the fan, all the fan assembly. We drill the rivets out, send the hubs off replating, and then re-rivet these back in again. We've painted the cover to make it an S-spec cover with the orange. We use a sort of a slightly matted paint. It shouldn't be gloss, to try and emulate the sort of gel coat which they would use as standard. We can actually have these made up in original orange gel coat, but for the sake of this, we painted this one for Peter. The carburetors were sent off and reconditioned. Little bits and pieces were sorted out on those. As you see, they've come back like brand new. Just attention to detail parts, really. Getting the right supports on the HT leads, where they're routed in the correct places. Obviously the right caps and everything. This is running SSI silencers. So, well.
Unbelievable cost, I might add.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just swivel this over. You can actually see the underside of it.
Yeah.
So basically everything, once again, powder coated. We had to knock up some bungs because it had the emission system in it, and had plugs going into the, or air valves going into the exhaust manifold, so we had to knock up some plugs to actually go in there for that side.
Yes, very neat, aren't they?
Yeah. Very difficult to get that thread size. It's a very odd thread size. Right, try and stop that for a second. Sorry.
The other thing I was going to mention is that you remember we had to reconstruct the oil feed boss there. And that's come out looking quite good as well.
Yes.
A means of saving the crankcase, because that was the worry that these are the original crankcase arms, the 1R crankcase, and we were having to think about possibly replacing those. But
yeah, there's not many. We've over the years we've done so many crankcase repairs on all various bits and pieces. To be honest with you, I don't think, unless there's something seriously like a rod's gone through the side and cut it in half, which I've seen before. There's nothing we can't sort of remachine. We're resurrecting a set of 2.4 S cases at the moment that somebody had badly put in some head studs and helicored the head stud holes, and we've resurrected those because that potentially was a scrap case, just by sort of machining techniques.
You might I noticed the underside of the rear so-called tinware, but is actually a bit of composite construction. That was because we had the old air pump tinware on the rear of the engine, and we've replaced it with a Euro spec rear cover.
That's it. Yeah. We do all this in black. All the tinware basically. We can do sort of replicas in black fiberglass with a black gel coat. So yeah, none of the parts we do them for 964s as well, because they're becoming sort of very expensive from Porsche now. If you can get them at all, there's a lot of obsolete parts we remanufacture now. And the list just gets bigger and bigger, and every year we sort of end up manufacturing more and more parts. Just to sort of keep on top of these things.
And you can't tell once the engine's
No,
over.
I mean, it's just it's all on top. It's even even got the original sort of wrinkles in it from where it was press finished from the mould it was taken off an original one. So you can scratch this and it'll still be black underneath it, because it's actually a gel coat that goes all the way through. So especially sort of the early cars and the 964s, it's lighter and it's sort of a bit more durable as well. So it's a lot better all round. All new sensors and everything, all temp sensor and all pressure sensors, just to make sure everything's all right. She's turned out very well actually. I'm very, very pleased with her. It's nice when you've when you get the finished item like this, and it's just sat there sort of waiting to go in the car and just spark it up into life.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the thing that has really impressed me is the way those carburettors have come out. They absolutely look like new.
They do a very good job of those, don't they?
Yeah.
We just send that off to a carburetor specialist basically, and they get on that side.
Yeah, no, it looks great, and really can't wait to get it in the car and get it running. But we may be some time off that yet. The last thing I was going to say is this rear silencer is. We did actually order a mild steel silencer, but they sent through a stainless one, and so we decided to keep it. But it does go off when you run the car. When it gets hot, I believe it goes.
Yeah, they dull off to a golden colour. You get certain bluing there, but it's sort of less in your face as far as that. It's lovely. It does actually dull right off to a really dull golden colour.
Yeah.
And they look rather good.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think that's probably about it. The important thing to realise is, when you look at this very closely, is the extent of the restoration, in that all the fittings are all basically been stripped and replated, and its effect on the visual aspect of the engine is complete. It's total. It looks very impressive indeed. Okay, well, hopefully we'll be moving on to some serious bodywork stuff in the very near future, as I'm due to get the body shell back very shortly, and at that point we'll be thinking about putting the engine back in. But until we get to that stage, feast your eyes on the engine, and again, one has to say thanks very much to Nick for all his hard work on this.
No problem at all. I'll be there when we commission the engine.
Absolutely.
Get it fired up. Never usually miss that opportunity, so it's the best part.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll call it a wrap at that then.